All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to talk about something I think every single entrepreneur recognizes. It's that quiet, persistent feeling that something in your business just isn't quite right anymore. We're going to explore that critical turning point, and more importantly, how you can actually navigate it with confidence. This quote from Lisa Murphy just hits it perfectly. This isn't about solving some big, complicated mystery. It's really about facing a truth that, if you're honest with yourself, you probably already know, but have been kind of pushing to the side. It's that moment of uncomfortable clarity that tells you, hey, a change is needed here.
And that's really the thing. It's not some dramatic crisis where the alarms are going off. It's way more subtle than that. It's a quiet knowing, like a low-grade hum in the background telling you that something is fundamentally off, even when everything on the surface looks totally fine.
I call this the paradox of progress. You look around and, well, the business is moving. Your team is busy, work is getting done, the results are even showing up. But it still doesn't feel right. On paper, everything looks okay, but that internal friction, that's what's silently killing your momentum and just draining your energy.
So if you can feel it, why do we put off fixing it? I mean, it seems obvious, right? Well, it all boils down to one of the biggest fears for any business owner, the risk that comes with uncertainty.
This visual just lays it out so well. You've got two paths. On the left, that's the default mode, right? You manage around the problem. You keep tweaking things, putting out little fires. You hope it gets better. It feels safer. But on the right, that's the decisive path. You resolve the issue head on. And yeah, that requires real change, and that can feel incredibly risky when the whole business is resting on your shoulders. But here's the crucial point, and I really want you to get this. Choosing to just manage around the problem isn't a neutral move. It's not a free pass. Delaying that decision has a very real, and yeah, a compounding cost over time.
And this is the downward spiral that happens every single time. It starts with just a small misalignment, something that seems minor, but that little thing leads to this ongoing low-level frustration. And that frustration, it slows down your decision-making. And before you know it, your overall capacity and your clarity as a leader are seriously reduced. What started as a small crack has become a major drag on the whole operation.
And it's so important to understand that the real cost here isn't just in dollars and cents. The true tax is on you. It's your personal resources. It's draining your energy, it's fracturing your focus, and it's clouding your ability to think clearly. So fixing this, it isn't just a smart business move. It's about getting your own mental clarity and leadership power back.
Okay, we've diagnosed the problem pretty thoroughly. So now, let's pivot to action. We're going to use a super simple but really powerful exercise to cut through all that noise and get right to the heart of the matter. And it's only going to take 2 minutes.
That's it, just 2 minutes. Look, the goal here is not to solve everything all at once. The goal is to create one single point of focus that can break that inertia, break that habit of avoidance, and help you take that first decisive step.
Okay, here's the question. I want you to grab a piece of paper right now, for real, not in your head, on actual paper, and write down the answer to this. What is the one specific thing you know is not working, but you have consistently avoided dealing with? Be brutally honest with yourself here.
Now, if you're kind of staring at the page and nothing's coming, here are some of the usual suspects, the places where these misalignments love to hide. Is it the type of clients you're taking on? Is it the way your own time is being spent? Maybe it's a role in the company that you've just flat out outgrown, or a key decision you keep putting off. It might even be a business structure that just doesn't support where you're going anymore. I bet you already know which one it is.
Okay, so you've written it down, you have that clarity, but here's the twist, and this is a big one. Clarity is almost never the actual problem. The real catalyst for change, for finally getting unstuck, is something else entirely. This brings us to a really important concept, the action gap. It's that huge, frustrating space between knowing what you need to do and actually, doing it. And if we're being honest, most entrepreneurs live right here, stuck in this gap, clear on the problem, but totally stuck on the action. So how do you close this gap? Well, it's actually simpler than you think. You change your environment. Taking that big, scary, decisive action becomes infinitely easier when you're surrounded by other people, by peers who have already been there and solved these exact same problems.
They see your blind spots and they give you practical input that makes the risk feel way smaller, and the path forward suddenly becomes crystal clear. So, if you did the exercise and that action gap feels super real to you right now, then let's talk about creating that right environment for you. Here is a decisive next step you can take right now.
We're hosting the Business Built Limitless Summit on April 24th and 25th. It's a completely free event, and it's designed specifically for operating business owners who are ready to make a change. This is exactly the kind of purpose-built environment we've been talking about, one that's designed to help you finally take that action.
And our focus is going to be laser sharp. We're talking about identifying the real constraint that's holding you back, actually making that decision you've been avoiding for months, and then building a new structure that removes pressure instead of adding more of it. The whole point is to turn the clarity you just gained into real, immediate, forward momentum.
So let's end on this final thought, because it's so important. Delaying the fix doesn't make the problem smaller. It doesn't reduce its impact. It just gives it more time to grow. It extends it. The sooner you finally address it, the sooner all that pressure just lifts. You've already taken the first step by identifying the issue. So the only question left is, when are you going to take the next one?